I see the player you mean. Steve? Yes, take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can read our thoughts. That doesn't matter. It thinks we are part of the game. I like this place. It played well. It did not give up. It is reading our thoughts as though they were the words on screen. That's how it chooses to imagine many things. When there's a deep, deep dream of the game. Words make a wonderful interface, very flexible, and less terrifying than starting at a reality behind screens. They used to hear voices before players could read. Back in the days when those who did not play called the player witches and warlocks, and the players dreamed they flew through the air on a stick powered by demons. What did the player dream? The player dreamed of the sunlight and the trees, of fire and the water. It dreamed it created, and it dreamed it destroys. It dreamed it hunted, and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter. The original interface, a million years old and it still works. But what true structure did this player create in the reality behind the screen? It worked. A million others to sculpt a true world in a fold of infinity and create a infinity for infinity in the infinite. It cannot read our thought. No, it is not just it achieved a higher level that it must achieve in a long dream of life, not a short dream of a game. Does it know what we love it? That the universe is kind? Sometimes, though the noises of its thoughts. It hears the universe, yes, but there are times it is said, in a long dream, it creates the world that have no summer, and it strives under a black sun. And it takes its sad creation of reality. To cure it of a sorrow would destroy it. The sorrow is a part of its own private task. We cannot interfere. Sometimes, when they are deep in dreams, I want to tell them they are building a true world in reality. Sometimes I want to tell them for their importance to the universe. Sometimes, when they have made a true connection in a while, I went to help them to speak the word they feel. It reads our hearts. Sometimes I do not care. Sometimes I wish to tell them, these words you take for truth is merely infinity and infinity. I wish to tell them that they are infinity in the infinity. They see so little of reality in their long dream, and yet they play the game. But it would be so easy to tell them. Too strong for this dream. To tell them how to live is to prevent them living. I will not tell the player how to live. The player is growing restless. I will tell the player a story, but not the truth. No, a story that contains the truth safely in a cage of words, not the naked truth that can burn over any distance. Give it a body again. Yes, player, use its name, Steve. Good. Take a breath now. Take another. Fill the air in your lungs. Let your limbs return. Yes, move your fingers. Have a body again. The gravity in air responds in the long dream. There you are. The body touching the universe again at every point, as though you were the separate things. As though we were separate things. Who are we? Once we called the spirit of the mountain, Father Sun, Mother Moon, astral spirits and animal spirits, jinn, ghosts, the green man, the gods, demons, angels, poltergeists, aliens, extraterrestrials, leptons, quarks. The words change. We do not choose. We are the universe. We are everything you think, isn't you? You are looking at us now, through your skin and your eyes. And why does the universe touch your skin and throw light on you? To see you, player, to know you, and to be known. I shall tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a player, Steve. Sometime it thought itself human. On a thin crust of a spinning globe of molten rocks, the ball of molten rocks circled a ball of blazing gas that was 330,000 times massive than it. They were so far apart that light took 8 minutes to cross the gap. The light was the information from a star, and it could burn your skin from the 150 million kilometers away. Sometimes the player dreamed it was a mine on the surface of a world that was flat and infinite. The sun was a square of white. The days were short. There was much to do, and death was a temporary inconvenience. Sometimes the player dreamed it was lost in a story. Sometimes the player dreamed it was other things in other places. Sometimes these dreams were disturbing, sometimes very beautiful indeed. Sometimes the player woke from one dream into another, the woke from that into a third. Sometimes the player dreamed it watched words on a screen. Let's go back. The atoms of the player were scattered in the grass, in the river, in the air, in the ground. A woman gathers the atom. She drank and ate and inhaled. And the woman assembled the player in her body. And the player awoke from a warm, dark world of its mother's body into a long dream. And the player was a new story, never told before, written in the letters of DNA. And the player was a new program, never ran before, gathered by a source code of 1 billion years old. And the player was a new human, never alive before, made from nothing but milk and love. You're the player, the story, the program, the human, made from nothing but milk and love. Let's go further back. The 7 billion atoms of the player's body were created long before this game, in a heart of a star. So, the player too is the information from a star, and the player goes through a story, which is a forest of information planted by a man called Julian, on a flat, infinite world created by a man called Marcus, and exists inside a small, private world created by the player, who inhabits a universe created by. Sometimes the player created a small, private world that was soft and warm and simple, sometimes hard and cold and complicated. Sometimes it built a model of a universe in its head, flicks of energy, moving through vast empty spaces. Sometimes it called those flocks electrons and protons. Sometimes it called the planets and stars. Sometimes it believed it was in a universe that was made of energy and was made of offs and ons, zeros and ones, lines of code. Sometimes it believed it was playing a game. Sometimes it believed it was reading words on screen. You are the player, reading the words. Sometimes the player read the lines of code on a screen, decoded them into words, decoded words into meanings, decoded meanings into feelings, emotions, theories, ideas. Players started to breathe faster and deeper and realized it was alive. It was alive. Those 1,000 deaths had not been real. The player was alive. You are alive. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the sunlight and came through a shuffling leaves of the summer trees. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the light that fell from a crisp night sky of winter, where a flick of light in a corner of a player's eye might be a star a million times as massive as the sun, boiling its planet to plasma in order to be visible for a moment to the player. Walking home at the far side of the universe, suddenly smelling food, almost at a familiar door, about to dream again. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through a zeros and ones, through electricity of the world, through the scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream. And the universe said, I love you. And the universe said, you have played the game well. And the universe said, everything you need is within you. And the universe said, you are stronger than you know. And the universe said, you are the daylight. And the universe said, you are the night. And the universe said, the darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said, you are the universe testing itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. The universe said, I love you because you are love. And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream, and the player began a new dream. And the player dreamed again, dreamed better, and the player was the universe. And the player was love. You are the player. Wake up, player.